Hello, welcome to DK Bowl Chat. I'm glad you're here. Today I'm going to be starting to paint these little artist originals that can sometimes be used, like if they're doing artist trading cards, these can be used for that as well. But they're little 2.5 by 3.5 inch pieces of paper, and you can buy these already cut like this, or you can cut them yourself, which is what I did. I measured it out and did them 2.5 by 3.5 inches, and it's on regular acrylic paper. And you want it to be a thicker paper that's not going to bend. So you want to make sure it's not super thin. So I wouldn't use super thin multimedia paper. I would use the thicker paper. Like I said in the other video, I think it's like 400 weight is the weight of it, but it's not really that much in pounds. It is, that's the how they measure the paper. So I have here a little bit of white, titanium white, and then phthalo blue. I don't need much of the phthalo blue. And I'm dipping my brush in the water. And I'm gonna, I could do a bigger brush. Why don't I do a bigger brush? That would make it quicker, since I'm not focusing on doing any clouds or anything. So I'll get that damp, and then wipe it on the table. And I'm gonna load up with a little bit of white and go ahead and paint it on there. And I have it taped down. Now I'm running the risk, and I don't want to run the risk of this, but I'm running the risk of it pulling the paper, so I want to make sure and do this quickly. I can't leave it taped overnight because I've done that before, and it can pull the paper. Like it will pull off some of the paper if I do that. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get the white in there. It's just to hold them in place. I don't have a little holder for the 2.5 by 3.5 inch papers. And this is just white. I'm just putting white on here. A little bit more white. We're gonna come down here and do these guys too. And these guys are gonna be upside down because this is the side I wanna paint on. So don't get confused. This will be the horizon right here, this center part. On all of them, it will be the horizon. There we go. Still have a little bit of white on my palette, and I'm just gonna grab that on my brush and then barely get any blue. That's probably too much. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's pretty dark. So I think that that's good. I'm gonna leave it like that. I didn't need as much blue as I have on here. And with that little bit of blue on my brush, I'm gonna come in here and start going on the white that I've already put on here, just crisscross in. I wear gloves so I can put my hand, I can hold it with my fingers if I need to, and I don't have to worry about getting the acrylic paint on there. Looks like I may need a little bit more white. I'm gonna do that. There we go. And it's got a little bit of blue in it. A little bit more blue, huh? Not much. It's okay if there's streaks of white through it. That could be clouds in the sky. And this will just be backgrounds of many paintings. The one that's been on my mind lately is the rocks that you see, like when you're driving on a road trip maybe, and you come around a corner and you're going through a forest and they've cut back through the rock. That's what's been on my mind lately to do, and I've done that before on the little artist originals. In fact, one just sold down at Cedar and Stone, which is where I sell them. So it prompted me to want to paint more of them, I think. There we go. And same here. I'm just gonna start at the top, crisscross, work my way down. It should pick up the white unless it dries. So the white's trying to dry before it's time. And then here, I'm gonna crisscross and go work towards the center because this is the bottom of the paper. I'm doing it upside down. And it's okay if it's a little bit lighter. It doesn't have to be the same value as the other ones. I just want to remember if I'm starting with any more blue, I need to start at the top and come down. I'm going to get more white so I can finish these up. A little bit of blue. And starting at the top, we're going to crisscross. So this is upside down. And starting at the top, working towards the bottom. There's a few hairs on here, so I'm poking them off of here, hopefully. There we go. And this is definitely lighter, and that's fine. It's got a little bit of white on my brush. Working my way back to the top of the picture because it's upside down. Today is a warm day. And when it's warm outside, it will dry quicker than it would have typically dried before. So expect it to dry quicker if it's a hot day outside. Weather's warm. If you always have warm weather, then expect them to dry quicker. You'd want to work fast, and I'm doing multiples. Thinking I want that one lighter as well, so I'm going to do that. I'm not stuck with it the way it is. And the blue was at the top. There we go. I'm thinking I can let them dry, and then I'll come in and put the rocks in there. I may use some of them for other pictures. Grabbing some more blue. I'm just playing with colors here. I don't know if you want clouds on here. I could put clouds on the top ones. That would be a little fan brush. I really enjoy doing the little artist trading cards. They're non-committal, and you can just, it's not a big commitment is what I'm trying to say, and you can just paint at your pace and create little works of art. Plus these are lower priced than my original bigger ones, so. There we go. Let's fix that. I just took a damp brush, took it off. Okay, so up here I'm seeing it kind of chalky. In places it needs to have more paint. There's a hair. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna do that, put the paint up there. There we go. I'm so glad you joined me today, and I hope you try painting some of these little originals. So this is just the start. Next video I do of this will be the little artist originals, and I will be doing 2.5 by 3.5. I will be doing the rest of the painting on there. So stay tuned, it will come up on the next video and you can paint with me. And I don't know if I'll do multiples, maybe 3 at a time. I don't know, we'll see. Because I don't know that I can do it upside down. Maybe I can, I don't know, maybe that'd be a good challenge. So I mentioned clouds. If you wanted to do clouds, you'd need a little fan brush. This is a 10-0. And then you'd need some white that's not used for, hasn't been used for the sky. I mean, it could be used for the sky. It's just you want to have enough white to put on your brush to paint that in. Okay, I'll go up with a little bit of white. I'll show you some clouds. We'll put those in real quick. So using the corner of the brush, I've got it loaded. Let me see if I can get it flat, show you how to load it. You don't have to put it on your glove. I'm just showing you how to load it. So I've got it nice and flat. I'm just gonna go in little circles and put in some clouds up here. There we go. And then the other ones I can leave without clouds. I'm gonna put some over here. There we go, load it nice and flat. Using just the corner. Going in little circles. That's what I'm doing. And I'm hoping you're joining me painting these because it's super simple to do and I think you would enjoy it. If you enjoy painting, or if you don't know, it's worth a try, right? Clouds can be so many different ways. I think you'd be hard pressed to mess up on clouds. You're not gonna mess up. So I see a little strip of blue here. I'm gonna take that out. I don't know how it got there, probably from the other painting. Okay, there we go. Well, thank you for joining me. Please subscribe to DK Bowl Chat. And God bless you, my friend.